Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, diving deep into a story that sounds like it's straight out of a science fiction movie, but it happened over 800 years ago. Forget what you think you know about the history of robotics. Because long before electricity, before computers, and way before the word robot was even coined, one man was building machines that could think, move, and serve almost like living beings. His name was Ismail al-Jazari, and his work rewrote the rules of what was possible. Our story begins in the year 1206, in ancient Mesopotamia, what is now modern-day Turkey. Al-Jazari served as the chief engineer in the Grand Palace of the Artukid kings. Picture the world back then. No engines, no factories, no complex tools. Life was powered by hand, by animal, or by the simple flow of water. But inside al-Jazari's mind, a revolution was brewing. He looked at the simple machines around him, devices for lifting water or grinding grain, and saw something more. He believed machines could do more than just labor. He believed they could imitate life itself. So, he set to work in his workshop, a place that must have looked like a mad scientist's laboratory to his contemporaries. Armed with just wood, metal, clay, and an incredible understanding of water pressure and gears, he began to build the unimaginable. Historians now look back at his creations and call them the world's first true robots. These weren't just simple gadgets, they were complex, automated figures designed to interact with people. One of his earliest and most astounding inventions was a mechanical servant. Imagine this. You're a guest at the palace and a life-sized wooden figure approaches you. It pours water from a pitcher into a basin so you can wash your hands. When you're done, it offers you soap and then hands you a fresh towel. This wasn't magic, it was pure mechanical genius. Hidden inside its body was a complex system of floats, valves, and timed mechanisms, all powered by water, all working in perfect sequence. It was an automaton that responded to a need, a true precursor to the service robots we dream of today. But al-Jazari's imagination didn't stop there. He was also a lover of music and entertainment, so he built a robotic band. Picture a boat floating on a palace lake with 4 automated musicians on board, 2 drummers, a harpist, and a flutist. This wasn't just a repetitive music box. Al-Jazari engineered it to be programmable. By adjusting a series of pegs and cams on a rotating cylinder, he could change the rhythm and the tune the drummers played. This was essentially the world's first programmable drum machine, an invention that showcased a level of sophistication we usually associate with the 20th century, not the 13th. It was designed to entertain the king and his guests during royal gatherings, a floating, automated concert that must have seemed like a miracle. Perhaps his most legendary creation, though, was a robotic peacock designed to welcome guests. This was more than just a beautiful centerpiece, it was an interactive experience. As a visitor approached a basin to wash their hands, the peacock would release water. After they finished, the robot would pivot and present them with a towel. The sheer ingenuity here is breathtaking. It wasn't just the movement that captivated people. It was the feeling that this machine understood them, that it anticipated their needs. It demonstrated a core principle of modern robotics, human-robot interaction. Think about the context for a moment. This was a world without a single electrical outlet, no circuits, no computer code. Yet, al-Jazari was building machines that performed sequential tasks, responded to human presence, and could even be programmed. He was working with concepts that would form the bedrock of automation and robotics. But he was doing it 600 years before the Industrial Revolution even began and a staggering 800 years before the first modern electronic robot was built. He was, quite literally, a man living in the future. Now, many great inventors and their ideas are lost to history. But al-Jazari did something extraordinary that ensured his legacy would endure. He wrote everything down. He meticulously documented every single one of his inventions in a monumental book titled The Book of Knowledge of Ingenious Mechanical Devices. This wasn't just a collection of drawings. It was a detailed engineering manual. He explained every gear, every lever, every valve, every secret behind his automated creations. He wanted others to be able to build them, to understand them, and to improve upon them. His book became one of the most important engineering texts in history, a guide so advanced that modern roboticists and engineers still study it today to understand the foundations of their field. It's a testament to his belief in sharing knowledge. So why isn't Ismail al-Jazari a household name like Leonardo da Vinci or Thomas Edison? As centuries passed, empires rose and fell. The centers of scientific innovation shifted. New inventions, powered by steam and then electricity, captured the world's attention. And slowly, the name of the man who gave robots their first mechanical heartbeat began to fade from memory. He was largely forgotten by time, a genius whose work was so far ahead of its era that the world took centuries to catch up. But his spirit, his inventive genius, is all around us. It lives on in every moving machine we rely on, from the automated assembly lines in our factories to the smart assistants in our homes. Every robot that walks, serves, or calculates today owes a small debt to the foundation he laid. Because long before science fiction writers imagined worlds with intelligent machines, long before the modern world even thought it was possible, one man in a medieval palace saw the future hidden inside a simple rotating gear. The story of al-Jazari is a powerful reminder that human genius isn't limited by its time or the technology available. It's only limited by imagination. It shows us that sometimes the greatest leaps forward don't happen with a bang in a modern lab, but quietly in the hands of a forgotten inventor building miracles in a world that wasn't yet ready to understand them. What do you think is the most impressive part of al-Jazari's story? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the hidden corners of history. See you next time.